Dools.
Has.
Tenet is delayed again. 2 new Pirates of the Caribbean films in the making, and The Last of Us Part 2 officially becomes the fastest selling PS4 exclusive of all time. All that and more, but Dools, just roll the intro. Welcome, one and all, to another episode of the More Cops on Duty podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Harry. With me, of course, is the Daniel Craig to my Casino Royale, Edward. Dools, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm doing A-okay. How are you?
It sounds like you recorded yourself and you're like not even here, not even present. I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm just on fucking autopilot, man. I'm just hoping you're not going to notice the stand-in.
It's just like a freeze frame of your face. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. Same old. You know, another day, another dollar. Still here. You know, it's hard to really to add conversation to this part because nothing ever fucking changes.
We're just stuck in this perpetual state of doing absolutely nothing, and looks like credit to all our fellow Victorians out there for probably ensuring a longer stasis of prolonged lockdown and inactivity. So thanks,
75 new cases, Dools. 75.
Yeah, and I think down a little bit to like early 60s today, but still has. What I just read actually is that I think maybe only an hour ago, Victorian Premier was like, we're gonna lock down specifically these suburbs. It was like 10 suburbs or something, and they have to do a 4-week like full blown lockdown like we pretty much did a month ago. And that'd be rough. I mean, that would just be rough, knowing like everywhere else is more or less going back to normal. But no, you gotta ride it out for a whole month.
You would love it because we live near each other. You would love it if I was the one that locked down and you were the one that wasn't enforced lockdown.
I mean, I'd send you Snapchats every time I went out to the pub, watch the Swannies, and just the thought of you sitting there at home, just seething with anger. I mean, that gets me going. Gives me energy.
Speaking about giving you energy, Dools, let's say that a average Joe has stumbled upon a podcast called More Cops on Duty on Spotify and had no idea what it was. How would you describe it? Describe it to this.
I'd give him the rundown and say, look, you found it. You sought out the internet's #1 film, TV, games podcast, and congratulations, you found it. You're joining myself, Dools, and Haz for your weekly dose of all things films, games, and TV. And guess what? You get a bonus episode on every Friday where we delve deep into a particular piece of media, be it a in-depth review of a game, television show, or film. And we still are not entirely sure what we're doing this Friday. We normally give you a sneak preview. I think we're just playing it by ear right now.
Yeah,
but
we'll figure it out.
Keep an eye out for that. There will be something. We're yet to miss a day. I think we haven't missed a recording in a while now.
For about 3.5 months.
Social game's got to improve, but I'm sure we'll get there again. We have our weeks where we're just firing on all cylinders and then just like quickly goes away again. But check out the website morecopsandg.com, and of course the podcast is on all podcast services wherever you might find a podcast, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I feel like these get longer every week. I just think of more shit to say.
No, couldn't have said it better myself, Dools. That was really well done. But we like to start off each and every episode. We'll be watching, we'll be playing. In the past week, do you want to start us off?
I think I mentioned it last week that I started it, got halfway through, and then got distracted. But Boogie Nights, finally went back and watched all of that. First time. Great movie. Great movie. A lot of fun. The first half of the film feels completely different from the second half, though. Like, the first half is like this raunchy, fun, adult 70s movie where, everyone's having a great time, they're partying, just, life's good, no worries. And then the second half is like shit gets real, life catches up with them, and just like it gets a little bleak and depressing almost in some parts. And but then it kind of bounces back towards the end, and it's a more or less happy ending. No pun intended. But yeah, no, so that's a pretty good movie. Watch that. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. This is scratching that Curb and Seinfeld itch in a big way. It's I don't know if it compares to those two. I'm only on season 2, but it's pretty fucking funny, and it's just one of those shows where like it's an ensemble cast and they're just terrible people. And
they're the worst. They're the worst.
Like the first episode, like straight up within the first minute. So the girl in the group, the Elaine, so to speak, who's like the sister of Dennis, another guy in the group, brings in a black guy who's like her date, and she's like, hey guys, I want you to meet so and so, and they're all like, oh hey man, hey brother, what's going on? And they're just like instantly the most racist fucking pieces of shit, and I'm like, I'm gonna like this show a lot. So because they just make you feel good about yourself. Like you can be a marginally better person than these people and just feel great about yourself. So yeah, that show is great. Obviously we beat Last of Us Part 2. We had a great spoiler cast on that, and I mean, yeah, that's been my agenda. How about yours?
Nice. Yeah. As you said, we finished Last of Us Part 2. Spoiler cast went up without a hitch. I thought that was one of our better episodes.
Give it a listen if you have played the game, and son of a bitch, if you haven't played it, you better sort that out.
Exactly. There might be a couple of news stories about that, Dools. I might have already mentioned it, but it's all right. You've platinumed it now, so you've done your second playthrough.
Yes.
I'm more than halfway through my second playthrough, so I'll platinum in the next couple of days.
And you've been meticulously going after every collectible.
Every single one.
Yep. Nice.
Every collectible, safe, workbench.
Do you quit a level, quickly check the menu screen? Because that's what I've been doing just in case as I progress.
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Like if I miss one, then I can just chapter select and just go to that chapter.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No, I'll just do that. But I'm being pretty meticulous. So I think I've gotten everything. I'm not that fussed about it. But man, what a fucking game that is! What an absolute game.
Yeah.
Something special. One other film I watched on the weekend was other than, because I haven't really watched anything. Nah, this is the only movie I watched. I watched The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Ben Stiller starring and directing. I
remember you used to be obsessed with this movie. You used to say it was your favorite.
Yeah, it's up there, man. It's up there in one of my charts, like probably top 20.
Well,
I adore this film. This film is it just instantly just brings you so much happiness whenever you watch it. It's just so
an
inspirational.
Interesting kind of film, isn't it? Because it's just like, I mean, it exists in this kind of vacuum of, original Hollywood. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's based off a book or something that I don't know about, but
I think it's based off a book.
Yeah, okay, but it's like this. I mean, you wouldn't. Ben Stiller's great as Walter Mitty, but it's not like this exceptional example of acting where it's just like I couldn't picture anyone else in the role. But I don't know. He was an interesting choice, and it's like, I don't know. It feels like it could be a franchise that series, but at the same time, I would hate for it to take away from that magic of the first one. I love that it just exists on its own, and that's it. It's so
good. I don't think it could be a franchise because like it all like went circle by the end of it of how like he, found his life. That's what the whole movie's about. But I see what you mean. Like in terms of like you can go different.
Oh, Hollywood finds a way.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do. They definitely do. I adore that film. I had so much fun with that. But other than that, yeah, I've just been trying to plow through my second playthrough of Last of Us. But I think that's about it, Dools. Should we get into the news of the week?
Give me a jingle.
It's the news of the week. All right, Dools, you want to start off with something good, something bad, or something in
That's
between?
the sound of a man who doesn't care anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
I've got some stuff that will make you angry. I've got some stuff that you're like, hell yeah. So you want to
Alright.
go angry first?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Jam me up.
Awesome. First one. Tenet is delayed again, Dools. It's now coming out mid-August.
As we've been waiting, so dude, it's not that I'm annoyed that it's only been delayed 2 weeks. It's that this is like the calm before the storm. Like, this is just gonna be like, okay, so now we got you used to this delay. Try a 3-month delay, and it's just like, and then it'll be like, great. So I'm not positive, but I'm like I'm like 80% sure that this will not be the last delay, because I think Nolan's been fighting pretty hard. But I mean, it is fucking crazy over there in the US, which is by far the biggest market, and some states who have escaped the virus for the time being, like LA and New York were the ones that were really getting ravaged by it at first. Now it's like spreading through places like Texas and Florida, and it's peaking big time there. So I think, it wouldn't make sense to release a blockbuster like this even in the next 2 months. So, I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they'll do it anyway. Maybe they'll. They've got some insights that tells them that it's still worth it and they can still make a ton of money. But I mean, making films is not a philanthropic endeavor. They want to make their money back, and this is a Christopher Nolan film. Like, if they don't release it to the biggest audience possible, then they stand to not make nearly as much as they could. So I think Wonder Woman is still slated for August, but I think that's going to be pushed again.
No, it got pushed.
It did? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's another WB movie. I mean, I think from what I hear, from what a lot of these reports say, like Nolan is behind the scenes, like pushing for them to not, like he didn't even want them to push it to the end of July, but they convinced him. So this is the second delay, and it's by 2 weeks every time, or like 2 or 3 weeks. That tells me they're just like slowly but surely trying to move it, into like September, or more than likely will be like October, November. So
I won't
sucks.
be surprised. I won't be surprised if it goes into next year. At this point,
that would surprise me. I mean, I'm sure it'll come out this year, but I mean, I don't think it's coming out in August.
Yeah, no.
Hope I'm wrong.
Let's stay on Nolan for a bit, Dools. So Nolan's films of specifically Batman Begins, Inception, and The Prestige, Dools, they're all releasing on Fortnite.
Next.
Well, like, why?
No. Okay, so what do you, so didn't they already screen one of them? Didn't they put it to a vote or something? I remember seeing a screenshot that some people it was this hilarious screenshot, and it was on Twitter. It was like someone took a photo of their phone playing Fortnite, watching Inception in it, and he's like, just how Nolan intended. It was the most fucking horrific thing I've ever seen in my life, and I was just like, it just made me sick to my stomach.
But it's fascinating to think that he would have signed off on this. But like, would he have? Like, would it just be Warner Brothers?
Oh no, they wouldn't have even asked him. I mean, the film's pretty much their property now. I mean, what do you think? Do you think Nolan was personally consulted about the fucking what was the other one? Oh yeah, the Tenet trailer in Fortnite. Oh, I mean, well, because Tenet's current, they would have told him, be like, oh, this is the biggest video game. It has like tens of millions of concurrent players, and he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, you're the marketing people. You do what you want. Even a director like him wouldn't have ton of say in marketing. I mean, he might be like, okay, well, you're obviously not showing this and this in the trailer because you'll spoil the fucking movie. But other than that, the actual distribution channels, I don't think he would have a single say in. So, but yeah, this is just a bit, I don't know. I mean, it's a little strange. The only reason I could maybe see them sticking to August for Tenet is because, well, they still seem to be more or less going full steam ahead with marketing. Whereas, like, you'd think they might have tapered it off by now. Because this is obviously still part of the Tenet campaign to get people talking about Chris Nolan again. And I don't know what their fucking market research tells them that the kids in Fortnite are going to be their main audience. But anyway, I mean, I feel like this new generation of Gen Z? Gen Z,
Yeah.
are the kind to just stream all their movies and maybe not give a fuck about the cinema. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, well, there's the argument to be made that that's the audience to win over. Of, like, the people above them, like the millennials like us, that will fucking already see it, right? Well, they're day one. They don't have to sell us on it. So there's the argument that that's the audience that they have to win over. Which I get.
We're talking about a fucking crowd that were, like, born just, in or around or after Batman Begins coming out. I mean, Jesus. They don't understand the resonance.
You know how
this
old
man's
they'll be,
films.
Dools? They would be 15 years old if they were born in the year that Batman Begins came out.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, so it's literally the market.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a bleak
insane.
future, has.
Dools, Square Enix came together last week for IGN Summer of Gaming, and they released a war table, an event, a conference to showcase Marvel's The Avengers, showcase more footage, a couple of trailers, and show off some gameplay. Did you watch any of it?
I skimmed through this real big presentation, I guess, which is, the wall table, and then I just saw the other, little trailers that they uploaded as well. I wasn't watching live or anything. So one of the trailers literally had lag, and I was like...
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, this is
That's
a
worrying.
terrible, terrible sign. What did you think?
Yeah, I still don't know what this fucking game is. And to think that it comes out in literally 2 months, like 2 months and less than a week. It comes out on the 4th of September, and we still don't know what it is. That is horrifying. That is a terrible PR team. This game could be great. I don't know. From what I've seen, probably not going to be.
Yeah, so the bit I watched was when I think if I had to guess, it would be maybe towards pretty early in the game. It looks like the Avengers have just got back together and they're fighting again for the first time. They're kind of like, being like, oh, good to see you, blah blah blah. But they're fighting all these robots, and the guy's playing as Thor, and he's just going around this arena, going from robot to robot. It's like encased in a force field or whatever, so you got to go up pretty close and personal. And he just kind of, wails on them for a minute at a time, because they take a bit of a beating. Also, the sound design fell off. Like, he was whacking these guys with Mjolnir. Like, shouldn't they go flying? Like, I mean, I don't know. It just sounded weird. It sounded like he was banging like a hollow tin can or something with this incredibly powerful mythical hammer. But anyway, I mean, yeah, and it just looked like the most generic kind of button mashy combat. And that kind of just is inexcusable at this point. We've Arkham pioneered that and then evolved it, and Spider-Man more recently, made it pretty interesting just because of making it a bit more fluid and dynamic and all that. But I mean, it's just crazy to think that we've got it looks like 5 playable characters from the get-go, and it all just still looks so average and mediocre.
Yeah. It looks...
And
it's worrying.
I'm very lukewarm on it, has.
Yeah. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that we're both wrong, that this game comes out and it's incredible. I hope. It's probably not going to, but I hope, Dools. I'm a hopeful man.
Agreed, has.
Speaking of things that we love, Dools, Casino Royale is receiving a violent extended cut and has been released by HBO Max. No release date as of yet, but we know it's coming. What did you think of this news?
I got very, very excited. As you might know, this is Casino Royale is by far my favourite Bond film, and largely because of what they're talking about, which is that it's a grittier, more violent take on the character, and wasn't afraid. It was it was the soft reboot we needed for the character. It was it's actually crazy. I actually think it only came out 2 years after Die Another Day, which is crazy to think about because that's not much time at all. Or it was Die Another Day 03 or 04? I think it was 04. Anyway, but it was it was only, even if it was 3 years, I mean, it still didn't feel like much time at all. I mean, especially considering that it will have now been 5 years since in between Spectre and No Time to Die. So
Casino Royale was 2006. Die Another Day was 2002.
2002. Oh, okay. Sorry. All right, 4 years.
Not forgetting.
All right, well, that makes more sense. Yeah, because I was thinking, like, wow, what a quick turnaround for a new Bond and a completely different direction for the franchise. But, yeah, so, I mean, definitely took some cues from Bourne and all that. And, yeah, I mean, I personally don't think... Like, I loved Skyfall. Spectre's okay. Quantum of Solace is not very good. But I think there was something about Casino Royale, man, at the time. Like, it just wasn't afraid to be different and, you know, make Daniel Craig his own Bond, whereas, like... the others kind of like reverted to old Bond tropes, which, you know, and worked them in and still kept it new and interesting. But I think they were just, you know, I don't know. I mean, I thought the reception to Casino Royale at the time was so positive from critics and audience alike that it's just like, I don't know why they didn't double down on that. But they seemed, maybe they got internal backlash being like, well, is it even really James Bond now? Or like, whatever. But, yeah, I'm very interested to see what this extended cut is. I mean, from what I understand, it's only just a little bit of extra footage where they cut it for the theatrical release because they were deemed it a bit too violent or whatever. And I mean, that sounds fucking awesome. So, I mean, obviously we don't have HBO Max here, but their HBO's like has a content distribution deal with Foxtel, so I'm sure we'll get it in some manner.
We'll get it in some capacity. They're not just going to cut out this market.
No.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is all good news, and like I personally, my favorite Daniel Craig film is Skyfall, but that doesn't, not saying that Casino Royale is negative in any way possible. It's still a fantastic, excellent film. I love every time I watch it, but something about Skyfall, I just really love it just makes Bond just a little bit more human. They're like, he's going home, and like I love that whole scenario, and I think that Javier Bardem's a brilliant villain. So is Matt Mikkelsen.
That's fair, but we could do a whole episode on this, but
we could.
I think we see Bond in his most human raw Casino Royale just because of like he truly loved Vesper, and he was betrayed by her, and that was like this incredibly brutal love story. And oh dude, yeah, fuck, that fucking has that movie's at 10, dude.
Yeah, it's incredible that he did Casino Royale, but then like that makes Quantum of Solace even the more disappointing. But I just love Skyfall so much.
I think we've already mentioned this, but I think we definitely review the Daniel Craig Bonds before No Time to Die.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, we've got to get through another trilogy before we even think about that.
Yes.
You just need to fucking do your homework, son.
They're so long. Every time I'm like, you know, I would have watched it that other night, although I'm semi-glad I didn't because that's what made me start Always Sunny. But I was ready to start it the other night. You fucking took an hour and a half to get back to me, Haz. So, blaming you.
I was playing Mario Party on an N64 the other night.
On an N64? So, where'd you get a... Do you have one?
Eddie has. We've got one in the living room. Yeah, we got one in the living room. It's fucking epic. We got GoldenEye. We got Ocarina of Time. Like, we got all the classics. Ooh. Mario Kart, Party, Smash Brothers, everything. Mate, come over. We'll smash some Smash Brothers. Tell you what, those graphics though, they're tough. They are tough.
Oh, yeah, that's an era like the polygonal era. Doesn't hold up at all.
Doesn't hold up. No. But Dools, 2 Pirates of the Caribbean films are officially in development. One is a reboot, well, known as a reboot of the whole series, and one is a spin-off starring Margot Robbie. Did you see this news?
I think I skimmed a headline of so I didn't even skim the article. I just skimmed the headline. I just saw Margot Robbie, Pirates of the Caribbean. So fill me in, Haz.
Yeah, so they're making officially they're making a spin-off of Pirates of the Caribbean. There's not that much details released, but they're making a spin-off. No idea what the character is, but Margot Robbie is going to be the star, which, like, I get the direction change. Like, there is still a lot of money to come out of Pirates of the Caribbean, but from Dead Men Tell No Tales, it got stale. It was the second lowest earning Pirates of the Caribbean film in history, but it did pull in about 750 million, so that's still a lot of money. But it did go stale.
Wait. So fuck, I didn't realize the other ones did so well. So all the other ones
they
like near a billion
money.
or something.
Yeah.
Over a billion?
They reap money. They're so successful. Speaking of cash cows, Dools, Harry Potter's RPG that has been developed by Warner Brothers Interactive, I think it's called, or Warner Brothers, is due to be released late 2021. We haven't seen the game at all. This is all just been told through rumors. Sorry
to cut in, we actually did. Gameplay was leaked about a year ago, and
leaked though.
Basically, a bunch of industry insiders were like, "Yeah, this is legit. Like we've known about it for a while." Blah blah blah. So apparently, it's been cooking for a while, and I'm surprised it's still so far away. I feel like this thing's been in development for years, but I think they're making a proper like big action RPG.
Yeah, rad.
Yeah.
Would this interest you in any way possible?
I mean, look, WB have made some pretty smart investments, and they seem to get really good teams onto these IP. Because they of course are in charge of DC. So I think we touched on it last week, but Rocksteady's next game is going to be a Suicide Squad game, and then we've got a new Batman incoming. Those have all been excellent. So I'm not entirely sure. I think it might be Avalanche oh no, I could be wrong. But
Avalanche do Just Cause?
Yeah, I think it might be one of their teams that's doing it, but I'm not entirely sure. But either way, I mean they do. WB seems to know what they're doing. So I mean, look, Harry Potter's fine. I think it's a little overrated, but I am. If it's a good game, I'm more than happy to see what it's like. So and I love like a big RPG type thing. So I mean, yeah, I think it could be cool.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I'm personally, I love Harry Potter. I think it's awesome. But it all just depends on the quality. Like, I hope this isn't going to be like another. Well, Avengers hasn't come out yet, but I'm hoping it's not another like Avengers where they just take the name and they make a very average looking game. But if they've been cooking it for years, then that's a credit to them. And as you said, Warner Brothers do make great investments, especially like Rocksteady and everything like that. Absolutely. So imagine if this is like if they do to Harry Potter what Rocksteady did to Batman. That'd be huge.
They could big time. So I mean, yeah, plenty of reason to be excited. Has.
Yeah, but I'm just keen to see the old gameplay or even a trailer whenever we do get it. Do you reckon that's far off?
I think just because it's an open secret now, they're definitely going to have to talk about it at some stage. We know that like it's basically a guarantee at this stage that they're going to show Suicide Squad and Batman at this DC event in August. So I think WB might show off some of their other stuff in their own little mini thing, or it could even be an Xbox's thing actually. So I'm sure we'll see it at some point because it's going to be a big next gen title. So I think you may as well talk about it now.
It's true. Well, Dools, last point on our news of the week list, and then we'll get into Trivia Tuesday on a Wednesday, and then get the fuck out of here. Dools, The Last of Us Part 2 came out about a week and a half ago now. I can't remember the exact day, a week and a half ago. And it is now officially beat out Spider-Man as the fastest selling PS4 exclusive. In terms of numbers, in 3 days it sold 4 million units. That is a lot of zeros.
In what universe is a solely video game IP franchise outsell something like Spider-Man, which is just so ubiquitous? I mean, that is a testament to Naughty. Like, dude, the brand is Naughty Dog. Like, of course, The Last of Us, that name alone has an incredible resonance. But I mean, I think it's safe to say that Naughty Dog is one of those really rare game studios up there with like Rockstar that has just transcended like, the kind of, obscurity of game development and made a big name for themselves. And
in layman's terms, it's shit's gold, Dools. It's shit's gold.
Oh, dude. So I mean, I'm not actually surprised. I mean, it's still astonishing to hear, but yeah, I'm not really surprised at all. I mean, the hype for this game has just been fucking palpable. It's been real. So yeah, I think
I'm more glad than surprised, especially with all the leaks that came out. I'm glad that they got this success that they deserve with this game.
Yeah, whether it becomes the best-selling exclusive remains to be seen, but I definitely think it has the potential. So, yeah, fuck yeah, Naughty Dog. Very well deserved. Neil Druckmann's got to be close to being a millionaire by now, bro, like fully. So,
millionaire? Surely.
Oh, a millionaire, yeah.
Oh, he would almost definitely have $1 million.
Yeah, I think it's probably safe to say. So, don't get me started on Naughty Dog's president. Yeah, I mean, very well deserved. I mean, the game is just unbelievable. We gush about it in our spoiler cast.
Yeah, it is fantastic, and like all credit's due, Dools. So all congratulations to everyone that worked on the game over at Naughty Dog. It's an absolute testament of, storytelling and absolute argument to when people say that video games aren't art. And that's the end of the news of the week, Dools. That's the end of it. Should we just pack up and go home now, or?
Sure has. Yeah, if you want to.
Nah, Dools. Nah. Yeah, I'm gonna give the old steering. I'm gonna give the old steering wheel over to you. I'm very hesitant to do that, as always.
So.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so we're gonna do our Tuesday trivia. On a Wednesday. No, a Wednesday. Wait, what the fuck?
Tuesday trivia on a Wednesday.
Okay,
Jesus.
okay. Jesus Christ. This is just all one big fucking fever dream, I'm telling you. So look, I'll be completely honest. I've been a little bit behind on some work today, so I was kind of rushing to get things in order, and I was like, oh shit, fucking trivia, nearly forgot. So did a quick Google search, and I actually found a decent site which had some. I might have stolen a handful, but I retooled some to make them a little difficult / easier, and then also just got a bit.
It's not easier.
Also,
With
just
you,
got
it's not going to be easier.
Has I'm talking, and just borrowed some inspiration, so to speak. So without further ado,
Is there any themes or?
Pardon me?
Is there any theme?
No, I literally just said I just stole a bunch of random questions from. Well, not all. I didn't steal.
It's random.
It's
right.
It's the theme is it's movie trivia. All right, just fucking Jesus Christ. You'd think you'd be a little more grateful, ladies and gentlemen. Question 1: What is the name of Edward Norton's character in Fight Club?
Oh shit! I don't think I know. I know Tyler Durden is Brad Pitt.
That's Brad Pitt. Yep.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
All right. So
what is it?
No answer. The answer is he does not have a name. That's legit. I double checked it. I was like, oh, dude, what? That's a good one. And you know it is.
Yeah, well, all right.
Continue
the questions.
Dude, I would love that question if I got that. I'd be like, fuck, that's smart.
Would you? Would you, Dools?
Well, I would just, yeah, no, I probably wouldn't get it either. No, I'm kidding.
It's all right. It's a funny question.
Here, you'll get this one, mate. Don't worry. What is the name of the hotel in the horror film The Shining?
The Overlook.
Correct. Good job.
Great film. You know what else is great? Doctor Sleep. Doesn't get enough love.
Yeah. That got like a much longer director's cut, which could be worth checking out one day.
Yeah, for sure. It should have been called Shining 2 or something with The Shining, because that's why it didn't sell.
Oh, right, for marketing reasons. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, for people paying attention to the trailers and ads, I feel like it shoved it in your face that it was a
They
follow-up.
put Danny on the poster, but
yeah,
a lot of people are dumb, Dools.
like you had the some posters said the twins. Oh, I remember the posters for that movie being dope as hell because it was like red rum and some other things like the twins in the hallway and stuff. So, but yeah. Has question 3. What's the name of the principal at Ferris Bueller's school in the film Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Shit. Oh my god, I know this.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
Yeah, I want to see you outside. Shit, I'm going blank.
I love this movie, bro.
It's so good. Oh my god. It's not Quimby or something like that.
Mayor Quimby from The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. No, it's not.
Same kind of energy.
It's escaped my mind. What is it?
Ed Rooney.
Rooney, I want to see you outside. Fuck.
Pardon my French, Rooney, but you're an asshole.
That's it. What a good movie that is, Dawes.
It's a great movie. That's right, Has. Let's go to question 4. Has, in the movie Superbad, what kind of lunchbox does young Seth keep his drawings in?
Say again, sorry, you cut up a bit.
Once more. In the movie Superbad, what kind of lunchbox? So the lunchbox is has a theme on it, like a movie theme, we'll say.
Okay.
What kind of lunchbox does young Seth keep his drawings in?
I've seen this movie a billion times. I can't remember.
This is a franchise you love, like a lot.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I might be wrong, but I have like a gut feeling it's Ghostbusters.
That would be correct.
Oh, damn, that's a good question, Dawes. Like I can't remember it, but I had a feeling that like it's Ghostbusters.
It's one of those things where like when you're prompted to remember, then comes flooding back.
Good movie, that Ghostbusters. Good movie.
Question 5. Attempting to explain the inner workings of ogres to Donkey, Shrek compares himself to what?
Onion.
Correct.
Onion has layers.
I wasn't sure if I worded that well or not. I thought that might be a bit confusing, but
no, it makes sense.
Good job. 3 correct, so 3 out of 5 so far. Pretty good. 70%. I like it.
Should have got Rooney.
Now, this will determine whether...
No one would have ever gotten the first question, so I'm happy to fucking leave that.
He does not have a name. I'm sure there are lots of Fight Club evangelists out there that would have been screaming on the other end. Anyway, we'll hear from our copious amounts of viewers what they think. Your answer to this question will determine whether you hate women or not. So, this will be interesting. I'm only kidding, guys. Come on. Who's the first female director to win an Oscar?
Like I want to say Catherine Bigelow, but
what you shouldn't say is that it's a trick question that no woman has won an Oscar, because that would be incorrect. I know that's what you're going to say.
So you mean like, including Best Actress and stuff?
No. To win as a director, not necessarily Best Director, but she was the first director to win.
Catherine Bigelow.
Correct. That would be for Hurt Locker, Best Picture.
Yeah. Do you reckon it deserves Best Picture, Dolls?
Actually, did she win Best Director as well? I'm not even sure. I know.
Yeah, because she thanked James Cameron in the speech.
Oh, dope. Yeah, nice. Well deserved. So she got 2 Oscars.
There you go.
Hurt Locker was a very good movie. I wasn't sure if it was Best Picture material in that year, though. But
yeah, I agree.
Great
remember.
Movie, but it is really good. Could be worth a rewatch one day. Question 7. How many fingers do they hold up as a salute in the Hunger Games?
Is it... No, it's not 2. It's 3, right?
I was trying to remember the whistle here. 3 is correct.
Well, it was either 2
Very
or 3.
good.
Okay,
Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7. Very good. Let's move on. You're powering
Here we
through.
go. I feel like you're gonna drop the anvil right now.
Question 8. What is the first sports film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture?
Okay, so my first thought is Rocky. But I know Chariots of Fire won back in the 60s, and that was about athletics. So, but from your eyes of just typing Chariots of Fire, I don't think it did. So I'm going to go Rocky.
That's very astute, Has.
What's on your answer sheet, Dills?
It won, including Best Picture. Wow, so that's an oversight from... Maybe this site isn't that good after all. Because that should be the answer.
Yeah. It's about athletics.
Although I'm seeing conflicting things. I'm seeing historical drama film. Whereas like Rocky...
I said Rocky.
See, I'm not even convinced this is a sports film, Chariots of Fire, looking at it. It's like about... See, it's like, is Invictus a sports... Well, yeah. Okay, anyway, you're correct. It is Rocky. Yeah.
Great film.
But that's an interesting oversight. I'll...
I just see you go... And then I see like your face go white as if like you pulled up a Google screen and you started typing like, well, it's not Chariots of Fire then on your answer sheet. Yeah,
you weren't wrong. Let's skip to question 10. You'll surely get this one, you fucking nerd. On which planet do Jedi Padawans seek out a kyber crystal as part of their rite of passage to build their lightsabers?
Now, are you talking about Elenium?
No.
Well, it is Elenium. That's where they go to.
Well, hold on. Maybe I'm just... How do you spell that? Do you know?
Illum.
Okay, yes. I thought it was just Ilum or something. I could have sworn I remember from Fallen Order that's how they said it. But maybe
so
right.
That's the system. That's not the planet. But I'll take the point.
Whatever. All right, correct.
Where did question 9 go, Dulls? You skipped to 10.
You opted out to not answer, so that's fair enough.
Yeah.
We could have just cut out racial, and I would have accepted the F word, but that's all right. You're a little sensitive. That's okay. It's probably good that you're here to balance me out.
You give me so much to
cut. If I was recording these podcasts, we'd be in some fucking trouble because if I was editing these podcasts, we'd be in some trouble because who knows what I would have let slip out there.
Yeah, you would have let a lot slip, Dulls. And,
it's safe to say that your career would be over before it even began.
Dulls, on that sprightly note, do you want to take us home?
Sure thing, Has. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the More Cops on Duty podcast Prime, where we record Tuesdays and give it to you on Wednesdays. Stay tuned for our in-review episode on Friday. We're not sure what that's going to be yet, but we're going to figure it out. Or we'll figure it out, I should say. And we'll otherwise see you then or next week. Thanks so much. Catch us on Twitter, Instagram, podcast service of choice. And thanks, guys. See ya.
That is the worst wrap-up, Dulls. That is the worst. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening to More Cops on Duty, Internet's #1 film, game, and TV podcast. As Dulls said, we post twice a week, a Wednesday for your Prime show, Friday for your review discussion show. You can catch us on all your favourite streaming services, in particular Spotify, Podbean, and Apple Podcasts. We're also on YouTube. Follow us on all your socials. Whenever Dulls likes to post, it will be there. But until then, I'm Harry. Dulls is Dulls. You are you. We're the More Cops on Duty.